Picture this. Your toddler climbs onto a chair, and you quickly shout from across the room, "Be careful!" They freeze up, wobble, and fall anyway. Be honest. Has saying, "be careful," ever actually prevented a fall? Probably not. There's a reason it doesn't work. Today we're going to talk about why saying "be careful" all the time can actually backfire on you. And instead, we will go over some simple alternative phrases that build real safety skills and confidence instead. Real quick before we continue, if you're getting value from this, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss our parenting tips. And do me a favor. Drop a comment right now telling me how many times you say "be careful" in a day. I'm genuinely curious. Also, if you know another parent who says this phrase constantly, share this video with them. They need to see this. Okay, now let's dig into what's happening in your toddler's brain. Let's start with what's actually going on in your toddler's brain when they hear "be careful" for the 20th time today. Between ages 1 and 5, kids' brains are growing super fast, especially the parts that help with planning and making decisions. But here's the thing. These skills are still brand new for them. There's a part of the brain called the prefrontal cortex that handles things like impulse control and thinking through choices. And get this, it won't fully mature until your kid is in their mid-20s. That means young children are naturally impulsive. They're still learning how cause and effect works, and they can't judge complicated risks on their own yet. So when we constantly say, "be careful," we're actually asking more from their developing brain than it can handle. The warning is super vague, so they don't know what to actually do differently. Should they slow down? Hold on to something? Step back? Stop completely? They have no idea. Over time, if most of the safety messages they hear just sound like worry without any clear guidance, some kids start to doubt themselves. They begin depending on adults to tell them what's safe instead of learning to figure it out on their own. Other kids just tune the phrase out completely because they hear it so often that it loses all meaning. Think about it this way. If someone followed you around all day saying, "Be careful," every time you walked downstairs, crossed the street, or picked up a knife to cook dinner, how would you feel? You'd probably start feeling unsure of yourself, or just get annoyed and ignore them, right? That's exactly what happens to our toddlers when "be careful" becomes our go-to phrase for everything. Let's take a look at what some of these alternative phrases actually look like in real life. Instead of just saying "be careful" over and over, you're going to give your child specific guidance that helps them think and assess situations on their own. So let's look at some common scenarios you're probably facing every day and what you can say instead. When they're running around, swap "be careful, you'll fall" for "I notice you're running fast. What do you see ahead of you?" This gets them to look around for people, toys, or things they might trip over. On the playground, replace "be careful on that slide" with "what do you notice about this slide?" Your child might say it's tall, steep, or wet. You're teaching them to look and think, not just react to your warnings. When they're balancing on a curb, instead of "be careful, you'll fall," try "tell me about your feet. Where are they pointing?" This makes them focus on their body and how they're balancing. With water, change "be careful, it's deep" to "what do you notice about this water?" They might say it's dark, moving, cold, or up to their knees. You're helping them learn how water can be different in different situations and what that means for staying safe. For toys, "be careful with that" can become "show me how this toy works best." Now you're asking them to think about using it safely and thoughtfully. When your child is climbing on furniture or playground equipment, instead of "be careful, that's high," try "how does that feel? Do you feel steady? Where should you put your feet next?" This helps them tune into their own body signals and build body awareness. Before crossing a street, instead of just "be careful of cars," try "what do we need to check before we cross?" This gets them actively looking left and right and understanding why, building a habit they'll use for life. Let's look at how this works in real life. 3-year-old Emma walks up to a tall climbing structure. The usual response might be, "Emma, be careful, that's really high." Emma might feel scared and avoid it completely. Or she might ignore you and just climb without thinking about it. Instead, try this. "Emma, what do you notice about this climbing wall? Where are some good spots to hold on?" Now Emma looks up, studies the wall, points to the grips, tests one with her hand, and then climbs more slowly and carefully. See the difference? When kids are carrying something breakable, instead of, "Be careful, don't drop that," try, "I see you're carrying something special. What does it need from you?" Your child might say, "Gentle hands," or "to go slow." You've just guided them to think through the solution themselves instead of just following your command. When it involves other kids, "Be careful around your baby sister" can turn into, "What does your sister need from you right now?" This gets them thinking about empathy and awareness. Your child might say, "Soft hands," or "a little space," which helps them practice being caring and having self-control at the same time. The key with all of these phrases is that you're coaching instead of just warning. You're helping your child develop their own internal safety radar instead of relying on you to tell them when to be careful. Over time, they start asking themselves these questions automatically, and that's when real safety skills develop. You might be thinking, "But what if they get hurt?" I get it. It can feel really scary to step back even a little bit. But here's what research shows. When children get chances to notice things, think about them, and make choices, they start building what experts call an internal sense of safety. They learn to ask themselves, "Does this feel safe? What do I need to do here?" Kids who get to practice these skills actually show better judgment and may have fewer serious accidents than kids whose play is tightly controlled by adults all the time. Your worry as a parent is completely normal. Our brains are literally wired to protect our kids from danger. That's just biology. But here's the thing. Most of modern childhood involves everyday risks, like climbing, running, and playing near water. We're not dealing with cliffs and wild animals here. Research shows that age-appropriate risk-taking actually helps children build confidence, resilience, and real safety skills. A child who never gets small bumps and scrapes misses out on chances to learn their body's limits and how to fall more safely. Let me be clear. The goal here is not to get rid of all caution. The goal is to shift from fear-based warnings to curious, coaching-style guidance. Ask yourself, am I helping my child think, or am I thinking for them? When there's real danger, like they're about to run into traffic, you step in immediately, no question. But in most everyday moments, you can slow down, connect with your child, and turn it into a learning opportunity. Here's your challenge. Start small. Choose one time this week when you'd normally say, "Be careful," and try one of these new phrases instead. Notice how your child reacts when you invite them to think and observe instead of just warning them. Watch how their confidence grows as they practice making safer choices on their own. Remember, raising confident children doesn't mean raising reckless ones. It means giving them the tools to move through the world with awareness and care. Your words are becoming their inner voice. You have the chance to make that voice calm, thoughtful, and strong. One small phrase at a time. So next time you feel that urge to say, "Be careful," pause for just a second and ask yourself, what could I say instead that helps them think? Your future self and your more confident, capable child will thank you for it. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Your engagement means everything. When you like, subscribe, or comment, it tells me that what I'm creating matters. Your support truly makes a difference. And always remember, guide with logic, lead with love.